Tell me a little bit about your feelings about libraries.
Well, I think, anybody who's been somebody who grew up loving books has always fallen in love with various libraries. When I was growing up in Bombay, there was a comic book lending library that I could walk to, and I was a member of that. I used to go and rent, the latest Batman or Superman or whatever it was, comic, there and that. And I mean, school libraries were places that I spent a lot of time in. When I was at school in England, there was both the school library, which was rather worthy, and then there was the town library where you could go and get crime novels and science fiction books and things like that. So I spent a lot of time there. And I think certainly living in England for a long time, one of the great glories of England was the public library system, and that you could go and find this enormous treasure house of material just for free. There it was, and so they've always mattered a lot to me. Now, I mean, I have the enormous honor of being a library lion of the New York Public Library, so that's almost my favorite thing that I've ever been offered. So yeah, I mean, they matter a lot, libraries.
Any stories to tell? Any anecdotes or memories for you relating to libraries?
Not all of them are publishable.
Oh, by all means. I have no censor here. So.
No, all kinds of naughty things happen in the racks.
Oh, really?
Yes, they do.
Would you care to go into some detail about that?
No, I think I won't.
In terms of your life as an author, what influence did libraries have on that existence?
Well, just that I was a very big reader. From the time I was a child, I was a kind of bookworm type. And so I spent an enormous amount of my time in libraries and borrowing books and reading books. I remember my grandfather taking me to the library in the university town where he practiced medicine in India. It's a huge university library, but what I wanted to read were P.G. Wodehouse novels and Agatha Christie thrillers. And so he would rather solemnly go into the book stacks and bring down these big heaps of Jeeves novels and Poirot novels and check them out. And so, I've spent a lot of my life growing up, and I think libraries and cinemas are the places where I grew up, really.
Yeah, I share those memories as well. What about the value of individual librarians? How would you rate the importance of the role they play?
Well, I'm very highly. In fact, I've just right now been very closely involved with the library at Emory University because they have my archive. And for the last 2 or 3 years, they've been very painstakingly cataloging both the hard copy paper archive and the electronic computer archive. And it's just been a revelation to see how they've gone, particularly the electronic stuff, how they've gone into these old computers and in a way brought them back to life in order to bring the information out of them. And it's really helped me immensely because suddenly I've got my life catalogued, barcoded, in a way that I could never have assumed it would be. It's so organized now. So now I'm trying to write this memoir, and I could never have even begun to conceive of doing it when all my papers were just in cardboard boxes in the attic. So it's been a wonderful process of collaboration with them.
So are you a fan of American crime fiction as well? Which authors?
I have been, yeah. Yeah, no, and I like Hammett and Chandler, but I like Walter Mosley. I actually did once have the pleasure of meeting Elmore Leonard. I like a lot of his stuff. I like Elroy. Yes.
Have you met Elroy?
I've never met Elroy, no.
I have. It's an interesting. He's an interesting character.
We have one very good friend in common, but I've so far never met him. I keep being threatened with meeting him.